G'day! In this episode, we're going to talk about UK versus Australia and the technical electrical differences that matter. If you're a UK qualified electrician thinking about working in Australia, your core skills will carry over well, but there are several key technical and regulatory differences you need to understand before stepping on site. While the principles of safe electrical work are shared, the way Australia regulates, installs and licenses electrical systems is distinct from what you're used to in the UK. Let's start with the wiring standards. In the UK, you work under BS 7671, the IET Wiring Regulations, commonly called the 18th edition. In Australia, the governing standard is AS/NZS 3000 2018, known simply as the wiring rules. On paper, they might look similar, but once you get into practical installation, the differences are clear. For example, Australian regulations are far more conservative when it comes to cable derating. You'll often need to upsize cables where you wouldn't have to in the UK, particularly when installing cables in thermal insulation, grouped runs, or enclosed conduit. Earth systems also differ. In the UK, we're used to PME and TN-C-S systems, but Australia uses a standard MEN system, multiple earth neutral, where the neutral is bonded to earth at the main switchboard. This has implications for fault loop impedance calculations, and you'll need to be comfortable working within that framework. Another major difference is RCD protection. In Australia, RCDs are mandatory on all final subcircuits, including lighting, not just socket outlets. That means you'll be designing circuits with a stricter view of nuisance tripping and load balancing. Voltage is also slightly different. Both countries operate at 230V, but Australia uses a tolerance of plus or minus 6%, while the UK allows plus 10% over minus 6%. This can affect some compliance readings, particularly during commissioning tests. When it comes to materials, you won't be seeing flat twin and earth. Instead, Australia uses TPS, tough plastic sheath cable, typically circular, and often installed in flexible or rigid conduit, especially in high humidity or exposed areas. Fixtures, switchgear and fittings will be different too, with brands like Clipsal, NHP and Hager dominating the market. While the physical products might look unfamiliar, their function and installation principles remain similar to what you're used to. Now here's the big one, licensing. In the UK, electricians often self-certify under NICIC or NAPIT schemes. In Australia, you cannot legally perform any electrical work without a valid state or territory electrical licence. Even fully qualified UK electricians must go through a formal recognition process, starting with a skills assessment and the issuing of an Offshore Technical Skills Record, or OTSR. That's followed by mandatory gap training and a period of supervised work under an Australian licence holder. Only then can you apply for a full licence and work independently. It's a heavily regulated environment and enforcement is strict. Fines and even criminal charges apply for unlicensed work, even if you're just helping out. You'll also need to get used to a different job site culture. Safety in Australia is taken very seriously, particularly on commercial and FIFO projects. Expect mandatory daily pre-start meetings, SWMS documentation for every task and stricter PPE requirements. Test equipment must comply with AS/NZS standards, and every electrician is expected to carry their licence card at all times. So, if you're a UK electrician looking to make the move, understand this. Your knowledge is transferable, but the context is different. You'll need to reorient your approach to meet Australian standards, licensing requirements and site expectations. But once you do, you'll be entering one of the world's most highly respected and best paying electrical markets. At Electricians Australia, we help UK electricians navigate every step, from skills assessments to licensing, visas and job placement, so you can hit the ground running, compliant, safe and ready to work.